Good morning, my beautiful friends, and how are you doing this morning? Let me know what you said down in the comments. I am doing wonderful, and if this is your first time here, I just want to say welcome to my cozy little corner of YouTube. I hope that you enjoy your time here and that you check out some of my other videos, and if you like what you see, you subscribe. And always, if you feel up to it, leave a comment. Let me know you were here. Let me know what you're up to. I always read all of my comments, and I love to make friends with you guys and expand my little yarny community universe and family here. And if this isn't your first time, welcome back, my Nomi. I hope you're doing well. I hope your families are doing well, and I hope that you are taking care the best that you know how. So, let me know what you are working on today. I am working on these granny squares. Let me pull myself some slack. So if you've been here a while, you may have seen these before. I made some random granny squares a while back, and it actually started with, let me pull this loop out so I don't lose my work. It actually started with this one. So, I was doing these, granny squares from the, Hodgepodge Cal, which I will link down in the, description box if you're interested. And it was a crochet along to, make 30 granny squares, and then to put them all together and make a blanket. So they would, like, all coordinate, basically, and they're all, like, you know, really different stitches and all that good stuff, but they would all come out to be the same size. And there's like a video for each one, and you can, like, you know, crochet along and make a blanket. So this was the first one in it, and I love this square. This is still one of my favorite squares. I want to do this design in more colors, like not these, like, I don't know, these are different than like my normal like acrylic yarns, you know what I mean? I want to see this like worked up in like other like bright colors and acrylic yarns and, you know, just everything, because I think it's such a fun one. But I liked it so much. This is the first square in that cow, and it was actually when it came out, when she was making the cow, that I made this square. Well, then I was like, at the time I was like, I'm gonna do the cow, like I'm gonna do the whole thing. But I have just like so many ideas and so many projects and so many whips going on all the time that that I just did not stick with that. But what I did do was I started to I made the first one, and then I made the second one, which I don't remember if it was this one. It was my like actual first one of this square or not, but that's what I'm currently working on. That's what this is. So this is the offset Trinity stitch granny square, and this is the second one, I believe, in the cow. And I fell in love with this. It's a very squishy stitch, and it's just so pretty. I just really, really love this. And my husband really, really loves this. Like, this was like his favorite stitch that he's seen in crochet. And he's not normally like, you know, sitting there like, oh, I love that stitch, you know, like that's not normally something that he says. He really likes this stitch. He likes how it looks. He likes how it feels. He likes that it's not a holy kind of granny square, because I think, you know, because then your fingers and stuff go through them, or your toes go through them if you have a blanket with like granny stitches, you know, because there's the little gaps. So he really liked this one. And then I was just going to move on and make the other ones. And I moved on to the third one, and I was really like just struggling with it and wasn't feeling it for some reason. And I spent a few days like kind of coming back to it and just like was not feeling it. So I ended up just pulling it out and scrapping that and making another one of these. So I was talking about how my husband loved this, and somebody recommended or said, well, then if it's a blanket for your husband, because I was like, this is going to be a blanket for my husband, then maybe you should just do that square, like a blanket of that square, because he really liked it. And I was like, you're right. You're right, because he really, really did like it. So I decided that I was going to make a blanket of this square, and then I kind of just didn't continue working on it because I have 7,000 things that I'm working on all the time. But I am coming back to it, and trying to get some squares done. These squares do take a long time to make, but I do have 3 of these ones with this yarn now, and the one with the purple shade, the purple and blues, and then I'm currently working on this one, and I got out a new skein when I was when I was finishing off the last one of that colorway and then doing this one. And these are in a discontinued Hobby Lobby yarn. This was from the Hobby Lobby clearance, and I stocked up on these because I thought they were so cool, so pretty. This is Fireplace Comfort. So I will tell you about it just because I'm sure you can still get it online if you're really interested, or that there are really similar ones by other brands and possibly even this brand. This yarn, I don't know if the whole line is discontinued or just these colorways, because they do also just discontinue the colorways. But this is normally an $8.99 yarn, and I got it for $2.24. Score! I freaking love deals like that. So this is like, you know, the types of deals that I try to keep an eye out for. This annual Hobby Lobby clearance. I'm coming for you next year. I'm stocking Hobby Lobby next year so I can make sure I don't miss it again. So here's the specs for that in case you're interested. And this colorway is Splash of Color. So I have a few different colorways, and I'm planning on working up all of them. So I'm planning on working all of them up in this granny square. And I just absolutely love the way that these yarns work up in this square, or in this stitch. I think it's a great way to show the variegation. It has such beautiful colors in it. It's such a beautiful yarn. And I just like, it's so soft. I just think it works really well for the stitch. So that's what I'm working on. I'm wanting to hopefully get the blanket done for Christmas, because I don't know how many squares I'm going to make it, but, you know, I want it to be bigger than a lap blanket. Bigger than a lap blanket, but it doesn't need to be like quite, you know, like a bed-sized blanket. I want it to be like a nice throw blanket, like you can curl up on the couch with it. So basically I will probably make all of these skeins of yarn. I'm not really sure how many of these I have. I will make all of these that I have and see how many squares that gets me, and lay them out and kind of see what I'm looking like, and hopefully that will get me close to what I want. I can get like a few squares out of each skein. Let's see, I've got 3 of these, and then I used some in that spike stitch granny square, the first one I showed you. So I would say I can probably get 3 and a little change out of them. So I might be able to get the whole blanket out of them. Fingers crossed I can get the whole blanket out of what I have. That would be fantastic. But I have a feeling I'm going to have to supplement and find something that looks good with the yarn. But I'm like, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I'm going to make all of these up and see what I'm at and everything. So that's what I am working on today. And I'm trying to kind of work on this at the same time as I work on all my other projects, because it's nice to switch between projects, but it also means content-wise for the channel, I have a lot of whips and not finished content, like not finished items to show you guys. So I thought I would come on here and show you guys what I'm working on, and then we could crochet together for a little while. So if you want to grab your project, if you're not already having your project, and crochet with me, we can hang out for a little bit. Maybe grab yourself a cozy little drink. I would love like a hot chocolate or something right now. That sounds so nice. Or like Starbucks has their seasonal drinks back in, and they have a sugar cookie latte. It is so good. If you like lattes, you should try their sugar cookie latte. And I totally recommend, if you get like an iced latte, I totally recommend getting cold foam on it if you haven't tried their cold foam. Oh, that stuff is good. And if you do the cold foam, make sure that you try it without a straw. You know how they put them in, now they put them in like little sippy cup lids. Try it that way, because then you get the cold foam that's on top at like the beginning of your drink. Normally I'm like a straw person all the way. I feel like that sounded weird. I'm a straw person. Makes me think of like the Wizard of Oz. But normally I'm a straw person all the way. I don't like the feeling of drinking something without a straw, like an iced beverage. I always use a straw. Even at home, like I always use a straw. But for cold foam, I make an exception. I don't like the feeling of like ice. Like, I don't know, trying to like keep the ice from coming into my mouth when I'm trying to take a drink. I don't know. And also, you know, if I cannot get it on my mouth, then that's like, I don't want to be like weird, be like, if I could not get it on my lips. But like, I don't know, I just don't like to drink like stuff without a straw usually. But obviously hot beverages you drink without a straw. But yeah, so I could totally go for one of those sugar cookie iced lattes with cold foam. Oh, that sounds so good. It's a really, really yummy drink. I love the seasonal drinks though. At Hobby Lobby, at Starbucks. You guys should let me know, if you like Starbucks, what is your favorite drink from Starbucks? Even if you don't like coffee, they have some really good stuff. Like they have these things called refreshers, and they have like a dragon fruit one. You can get them with coconut milk, or you can get them with lemonade, and they're like completely different drinks. So good. So good. And those are made with tea. So they're like tea, dehydrated fruit that they put in there, and then it kind of like rehydrates. And coconut milk or lemonade. I like to get the dragon fruit. I think the one that I get is, if you say the dragon drink, which I think is the coconut milk one. But I actually like both. I think that the lemonade is good for like, you know, like a summer day. You want like a refreshing like burst of something. Because, you know, lemonades are like more sugary and like they're a little bit more like they're gonna perk you up kind of feeling. I don't know, like that refreshing kind of feeling. And then the coconut milk one is like, you know, more soothing kind of feeling. I love Starbucks. I wish they weren't so expensive though. I don't go there very often. I just wish I could go there very often. I think about there very often. When I have to go make a coffee, all this chat of yummy, cozy drinks makes me want a coffee. Maybe I'll have to pause and go do that. So what do you have going on today? Anything fun? Or anything that you're like really not looking forward to doing? You could tell me about it if it's good or bad. We try to be a positive, cozy little place, but that doesn't mean that you can't say, man, I'm really struggling right now. And if you are struggling, I am sorry. I'm so sorry. I know how that feels. And if you're struggling, feel free to always ask for love and prayers or positive thoughts or healing thoughts or just like, you know, some good vibes, like whatever. Feel free to always ask for that, because I'm happy to send all of the positivity and good energy your way. And I know that 99.9%, if not 100%, of the people that read your comment are also going to feel the same way. This community, my community here, you guys literally make me so happy. You guys are the sweetest people, like the most amazing people. I can't even begin to express how grateful I am for you guys. And I want you to all just like feel a big virtual hug from me right now, because you are amazing. And you are doing a great job just at life. Like, you are just absolutely kicking its butt, taking names, and doing a wonderful job. So if you're, you know, not feeling like you're doing a good job, or you're feeling like things are really hard right now, it'll get better. And you are not failing. You are not good enough. And this can be, you can apply this to whatever you feel like it applies to, whatever this speaks to. It could be about crochet if you feel like you're not doing a good job, but it could also just be about anything. It could be about the day-to-day life, you know. Just take a minute, take a deep breath. And work on a crochet project, or bust out a coloring book, or knit if you like to knit. Find that thing that brings you joy and like relaxes you, makes you smile. Watching YouTube videos. I mean, it can be whatever makes you happy, whatever is good for you and your mental health. I am just in the zen right now working on this granny square. I love this stitch. It's so relaxing. It's interesting enough to like keep you engaged, but also simple enough that once you've got it down, you can just repeat it, and it's like the same every row. It's a 1-row repeat. So, I will have the tutorial for this one linked. I'm going to link the whole Hodgepodge Cowl, because I did mention it and talk about, you know, that there are 30 granny squares. And if you're interested in that modern spike stitch granny square that I showed at the beginning, also, that's the first one in the cowl. So I'll have the cowl linked. And cowl just means crochet along, by the way, if you don't know what cowl means. That's C-A-L. It's just an acronym. But I'll have that linked, and then I'll also have this particular square linked. I'm so excited to see what this looks like as a blanket. I think it's going to be so cozy. So cozy, and I'll never get to use it because it's definitely hubby's blanket. Maybe if I'm lucky, I will get to try it out. Have you guys ever made a granny square blanket before? And if you have, what kind of granny square? Was it just like regular granny squares, or did you do like one that's like different every square? Did you do something like weird, like those 3D granny squares where like you put like little characters on them or like little fruits and stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen those 3D granny squares. There's a book for them. That would be one interesting blanket. Oh, there's this, there's actually a granny square. I'll find it and link it in the description, but there's a granny square that I want to get the pattern for on Etsy that is a cat granny square. And then people, like, I always see people make stuff with it. People make like a catgan or a catagan, like a cardigan, but like with the cat granny square. And I know that that is like crazy cat lady vibes, but I kind of want one. Like, I kind of want to make a catagan. And it's like a 3D granny square. And then also I saw somebody recently did like the 3D granny square as like the main body of the cardigan. And then they did the sleeves in that cat stitch. There is like this stitch that looks like a cat that you can do. I haven't done it yet. I haven't done it before. I'm not even sure, if it's like a YouTube tutorial, if it's like a widely known thing, or if it's like somebody's, you know, Etsy pattern or something. But I see this cat stitch a lot, and I'm like, totally crazy cat lady vibes, and I totally want to make one. I think it's so like silly and cute. But I totally love that. I love that kind of stuff. Super tacky. I love like what people would consider tacky stuff. But yeah, I definitely want to make one of those sometime. I saw somebody made pillows with the cat granny squares. I just love granny squares. There's so much you can do with a granny square. You can basically make anything out of a granny square. Like, you can make pants out of granny squares. I've seen people making pants a lot recently in like some of the crochet groups I'm in. There was like these the skull granny square for Halloween that people were making into pants. But you can do pants, you could do vests, cardigans, any type of a sweater. You could do purses, bags, backpacks, pillows, blankets. I mean, you can do table runners. Like, you can literally make anything out of a granny square, and there's so many different types of granny square. We have, well, I guess it's tomorrow now, actually. Tomorrow is the Festival of Lights here. And the Festival of Lights is a parade for Christmas. And it's like cars decorate their car, or cars decorate their car. People decorate their cars with Christmas lights and like literally anything Christmassy you can think of, like garland, Santa hats. Of course, there are floats too. So there's like, you know, the inflatables and people singing and, you know, all that type of stuff. Everything you can think of in a normal like Christmas parade. But also a big like feature of this parade is that people decorate their cars. So there'll be like a lot of really cool cars in it that are like just decked out. And it's super fun. I love going to it. I love Christmas lights and just like happy, cheerful, like types of vibes. But it's tomorrow and I was really excited about it. And apparently there's like a 93% chance of rain or something, my husband was telling me. So I don't know if that's going to happen. And I'm not sure if they'll like reschedule it or like what they'll do if it's pouring rain. But fingies crossed that it still happens, because I would love to go to that. And if I do get to go to that, I will totally do a little vloggy montage of some of the stuff. show you guys what some of these cool cars look like that deck out. Man, I really want to go. I hope it doesn't rain. Just pull up a chair and sit down and watch the parade. Maybe bring a hot drink. It's actually been cool outside. I have been loving it. Right now it's 50 degrees outside. And it is 6:30 in the morning. So it'll probably get a little bit warmer throughout the day, but since it's early morning. But it's actually been cool, and I love cool weather. I live in Texas, and I live in an area of Texas that does not really get cold and does not get snow, like, at all. We literally don't get snow. Maybe once every few years it might, like, sprinkle a little snow and the school's all closed and everybody's like, it's snowing, and I'm from Michigan and I'm like, that is not snow. No, actually, when I've lived here, because I moved here when I turned 18, I literally moved here immediately when I turned 18, because my husband, at the time, my boyfriend, or, well, he was my fiance already because we long distance dated for many years. We met online, on a geeky website, not like a dating website. He lived here. This is where he's from. And, so when I turned 18, he is a little bit older than me. He's 2 years older than me. He was already, like, he had a job. He was living at his parents', but he was like we were ready to, like, get an apartment together and stuff, and finally bridge the distance gap. So, I moved here, and then we lived here for, let me think, would have been, we moved in 2017, we moved to Michigan, so I moved at the last month of 2011. So I was here from the last month of 2011 through the summer of 2017. So, like, 6 years. We lived in Texas, and then we moved to Michigan for 4 years, and then now we live back in Texas again, and we moved back last summer. So, in the time that I lived here, it actually never snowed. But the summer, or we left that summer, and then it snowed that winter here. And I was laughing. I was like, seriously? I was in Texas for 6 years and it never snowed. And, well, I shouldn't say it never snowed in Texas. It never snowed in the area of Texas that we live in. But it snowed, and then they actually had that big freeze one of the winters too. I don't know if you guys heard about that, but there was like a really bad freeze, and like the power grid was not up to the challenge, so like everyone was without power. It was really gnarly. Like, everyone was without power. People were like not doing well. And it was like several days, and it was like super, super cold. And like, I think some people died. Like, it was really bad. But, you know, not gonna like go into depressing territory, but like, anyway, it got really cold while I wasn't here. And of course it was really cold in Michigan, and it snowed a lot in Michigan. It was wonderful. The only thing that wasn't wonderful about it, and that, you know, is kind of a big deal, is my hubby is a school bus driver. And he actually learned that trade when we moved to Michigan. Like, right away he started getting into that. But being a school bus driver in Michigan means, you know, going out at 5 o'clock in the morning on unsalted roads and unsnowplowed roads and driving a school bus. So, and not only driving a school bus, driving to the school, you know, to the bus garage in your car. And like he actually said many times, driving the school bus in the bad conditions actually was less stressful than driving the normal car to get to work, you know, on the unsalted, unplowed roads, or in the middle of a snowstorm. But, so it was always, like, stressful because he would leave, it would be pitch black out, and I would, like, I know the roads are bad, you know? You just don't want to, send your loved ones out into those conditions. It's just stressful every day. So that is the nice thing about living here where there isn't really a winter. As much as I actually do love winter and I love snow, I love it when we are safely in the house and I can see it from out the window and I can sit and I can crochet or I can read or I can, you know, sip a hot drink. I don't love it when the practical real life stuff is going on and, you know, it's dangerous. So it goes both ways, you know, but that's how things are. Most things are in life. There's a lot of things, you know, it's like, a win and a lose, basically, in every way that you can take it. There are a lot more bugs in Texas. I love about winter that all of the bugs die in Michigan. But anyways, guys, I am just over here rambling. I don't even remember. Did I bring the... Oh, yeah, I brought that up because I was saying being from Michigan, it is really funny to me. When it does snow here, it's still not really snowing, you know? It's like a light dusting of snow. It's like, it's snowing! But, like, in where I'm from, you know, it's snowing is more like this deep of snow stacked up on the fences. You look out the window and you can see, like, you know, a foot of snow stacked up on top of the fence posts. So it is pretty funny, the, like, cultural differences. But honestly, though, I'm such a kid about, like, getting excited for things like that. So even if it's just a light flurry, and I'm in Texas, or honestly, even in Michigan, and it's like the first one of the year, I'm like, it's snowing! I actually have a video on my Facebook from the year that we moved to Michigan. Because, remember, my husband's from Texas. And so the first snow that we had, we were both just really excited. I hadn't had a snow or a winter really in 6 years. And that's always been my favorite season. And then he has never really experienced that type of thing at all. So when it snowed, we actually took a video of us being like, it's snowing, standing outside as it was snowing. I love that little video clip. I might have to see if I can find that on Facebook and insert it in here if I can find it. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today and doing a little bit of crochet and chat. These videos, crochet and chat, is just me rambling about whatever in the world comes to mind and whatever in the world comes out of my mouth. So hopefully it's not insanely boring. Hopefully you enjoyed some company. I know that I enjoy hanging out with you guys, and I will love to read in the comments what you guys are doing, what project you were working on while we hung out today. I hope you are doing wonderful, and I will see you guys later. Mwah! Love you. Bye! So I couldn't find the clip that I was talking about, but I did go and find some random other clips off of my Facebook from the couple of years, the past couple of years when we were living in Michigan, before we moved back down to Texas. So this was not this winter that we just had, but the winter before in these pictures. 。 . 。 . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . 。 . . . 。 . . 。 . . . . 。 .
。
And then the video clip that's coming up was a couple years ago in Michigan, and it was hailing.
Getting bigger.
Right? So it's hailing down Dippin' Dots. We have established that this is Dippin' Dots. Ow! What? It's actually starting to sting now.
Quick, catch as many as you can. We'll add flavoring.
This is like snow globe snow, and it does sting a little bit. Ow! They're definitely getting a little bit bigger. Oh. Ow! They hurt when they hit your ear. Have any of them hit your ear?
Oh my god, they hurt the back of my neck a little. Okay, I need my shoes.
So I'm being pelted. You can see how fast these are coming down. Ow! And I am bald, so...
It's so weird.